What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol PMCB for PharmaCyte Biotech. On the left-hand side, we are looking at the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First thing I want to clear the air about is that I'm not entirely sure what is going on with price action. You can see we only have a few days on the daily time frame, but if I scrunch this up, there are certainly more than the days that we're seeing, right? So I don't know exactly what's going on, but what I do want to focus on is certainly today's price action here. Obviously, a large expansion of range to the upside, some sort of catalyst about the NASDAQ uplisting the stock. Regardless of fundamentals, regardless of sort of that catalyst, we just want to focus in on the price action at hand. So what we're going to do in today's video is kind of just shift our attention to the 30-minute intraday time frame. The first thing we always do whenever we're looking at large expansions of range is always break out the Fibonacci's, go from low of the move up to the high of the first initial drive and see where our 38.2 was. The reason I picked this and not this is because you can see as we made this move higher, there's a large upper wick. So at one point in time, we would have had to assume that there was a large green candle here, essentially showing, that was the full height of the move. So again, that's why we picked that level. And looking at the 38.2, you can clearly see we violated it and did close underneath our line in the sand 61.8. But what didn't really happen was a dribbling lower, right? We didn't get that effect. And I would argue it's largely due to the fact that this is a catalyst play. There's a lot of momentum behind it. So it's not the end of the world. But what I do think is noteworthy is rather the reaction of the retest of the 38.2. So resistance, 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 and then into the last 30-minute period of the day, huge breakout to the upside once again on some decent volume, right? Market on close orders went through, and boom, you get that influx in volume. So it does strike me as a rather strong close, knowing that we recovered essentially from a violation of the 61.8. So again, rather strong close here, good momentum volume. You want to watch volume very closely. You don't want to see it dry up. If it does dry up, I would imagine this sort of just dribbles lower, maybe something like that into the future. Not calling for that, but I am saying volume will be a critical thing for this stock going forward, so keep an eye on it. We are looking for continuation into blue sky territories, essentially. If we look left here on the daily time frame, 10 is the all-time high, and that's essentially where we close today. So if we break it, we're looking at 25-cent marks, 50-cent marks, as well as whole dollars on something that will then be trading over 10. So just to clean up those fibs and place on some hard and fast technical levels, we're looking at this to act as support. This is obviously resistance up here towards the all-time high and today's high of day. This chart would be ideal, right, if it did something like this, consolidated here, maybe it takes a day or two, and then boom, you take the break up and over 10. From a daily perspective, that might look something like this, right, an inside doji here, maybe a hammer candle, something that prints like this. Even if it has a larger upper wick, something like this, a body, basically we're looking for that consolidation as we just mentioned above this $8.42 mark. If that starts to break down, the chart isn't completely destroyed, it just wouldn't be as bullish. The next line in the sand are these lows here around $6.91. If those go, then it starts to get ugly simply because we do have a large unfilled gap underneath us. I'm not saying it has to fill all in one go, but if we do trade under 608, we are starting to look down towards $3.50 with maybe a bump in the road at this prior high, $4.42. Just to show you quickly though, this is not something you're going to short. There are no shares to borrow and obviously no options chain that we're looking at here. So again, it's just off the radar if we start to take out those lows, rather looking for potential consolidation buys and breakout buys up and over 10. So that's going to wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed the video, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked down below in the description, and all of that being said, we wish you a green trading week.